I take a bath every morning just before I go on duty.
It's always such a pleasant way to start the day.
Mr. Dowd?
Elwood P.
Well, here, let me give you one of my cards. I am Dr. Lyman Sanson, Dr. Tillman's assistant out here, and I...
Well, good for you. Wow, happy to know you, Doctor.
I asked Miss Kelly to bring me down.
She's lovely, isn't she? You're very lovely, my dear.
Why, thank you, Mr. Dowd. Some people don't seem to think so.
Well, some people are blind. That's very often brought to my attention. And now I'd like both of you to meet a very dear friend of mine.
Sit down. Won't you have a chair?
Thank you very much.
Please, sit down.
After Miss Kelly.
Oh, no, really, Mr. Dowd, I couldn't. I'm in and out all the time. Quick, so you sit down, please.
After you. Sit down, Kelly. Anything we can do for you, Mr. Dowd?
What did you have in mind?
Is your chair coming?
Is the chair quite comfortable, Mr. Dowd?
Yes. Would you care to try it?
No, thank you. How about a cigarette?
No.
Yes, a cigarette.
Mr. Dowd, you have us at a disadvantage here. Now, you know it and we know it, so let's lay our cards on the table.
Well, that certainly appeals to me, Doctor.
Best thing in the long run, you know, people are people no matter where you go.
That is very often the case.
And being human are therefore liable to make mistakes. Now, Miss Kelly and I, we've made a mistake here this afternoon, and we'd like to explain it to you. You see, the truth is that...
You and Miss Kelly?
Yes.
Out here this afternoon?
Yes, Mr. Dowd. We hope you'll understand.
Oh, yes. These things are often the basis of a very long-worn friendship.
It wasn't Dr. Sanderson's fault, Mr. Dowd. It was mine.
Oh, no, the responsibility is all mine.
Well, your attitude may be old-fashioned, Doctor, but I like it. Like it very much.
Of course, if I had seen your sister first, this would have been an entirely different story.
Well, now, there you surprise me. I think the world and all of Vita, but I suppose she'd seen her day.
Well, you mustn't attach too much blame to her, Mr. Dowd. You see, she's a very sick woman. She came in here insisting that you needed treatment. That's perfectly ridiculous.
Oh, well, Vita shouldn't be upset about me. I get along fine.
She was extremely upset and plunged right away into a heated tirade about your drinking.
Vita, I tell Vita not to worry about that. I'll take care of that.
Exactly. Oh, I suppose that you take a drink now and then like the rest of us?
Yes, I do, Doctor. As a matter of fact, I'd like one right now.
As a matter of fact, so would I. But her reaction to the whole matter was entirely too intense. Does she drink, Mr. Dowd?
Oh, no. No, I don't think Vita's ever taken a drink, Doctor.
I'm very surprised. I think she has and does constantly.
She is... Well, I certainly am surprised. Isn't it that?
Her alcoholism isn't the basis of my diagnosis. It was when she became so emotional about this big white rabbit, Harvey. Yes, I believe she called him Harvey.
Harvey's his name. Now, Doctor, before we go any further, I must insist that you and Miss Kelly allow me to introduce you.
Now, let me make my point, please, Mr. Dowd. I think that your sister's condition stems from trauma.
From what?
Trauma. Spelled T-R-A-U-M-A. It means shock. There's nothing unusual about it. There's the birth trauma, the shock of being born.
That's the one we never get over.
You have a very nice sense of humor, Mr. Dowd. Hasn't he, Miss Kelly?
Oh, he certainly has.
Well, may I say the same for both of you?
To sum it up, your sister's condition is serious, but I can help her. She must, however, remain out here temporarily.
Well, I've always wanted Vita to have everything she needs.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't want her to stay out here unless she likes it out here and wants to stay here.
Well, if this were an ordinary delusion, something reflected on the memory picture, that would be one thing. But this is much more serious. It stands to reason no one has ever seen a white rabbit 6 feet high.
Not very often, Doctor.
So she must be committed here temporarily. Under the circumstances, I'd commit my own grandmother.
Oh, your grandmother drink too?
It's just an expression. Now, here are the commitment papers for you to sign, and here's a visitor's pass. You can come and see her whenever you like.
Well, I think maybe you better have Vita do this, Doctor. She always does all the signing and managing for our family. She's good at it.
Well, I'll have your family lawyer take care of it. That's Gaffney. He's already telephoned us in connection with this matter.
Oh, this
You know, I like you, Dowd.
Well, I like you too, Doctor. And Miss Kelly here, I certainly do like you.
Why, thank you, Mr. Dowd.
Yeah, you two have been so pleasant. Why don't we just keep on going with it? I'd like to invite you to come downtown with me, and we'll go to a charming little place called Charlie's, and we'll have a drink.
Well, I'm sorry, but we're on duty now.
Here, give us a rain check. Some other time we'd be glad to.
When?
Well, it's day off. And Miss Kelly and I are on duty until 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, 10 o'clock will be fine. I'll be waiting for you. It's the 12th of May.
If we can make it.
Well, I'll be waiting. And the four of us will spend a very pleasant evening together. I want both of you to become friends with a very dear friend of mine, but you said later on.
Yes.
All right, later on we'll date. Bye.
Goodbye, Mr. Dowd. Boy, that was a close shave. He seemed like a reasonable sort of fellow.
You handled him beautifully, Doctor. You were wonderful.
Psychology, specialized training, takes years of it.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Chumley.
Good afternoon, Herman. Oh, stop the car on, Wesley. Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Is there something I can do for you?
What did you have in mind?
You were walking on my husband's prize dahlias. I'm Mrs. Chumley, Dr. Chumley's wife.
Oh, Dowd's my name. Elwood P. Let me give you
You
one.
were looking for someone over there?
Yes, I'm looking for my friend Harvey. I turned my back for an instant, and he seems to wander off. I wish you could meet him, Miss Chumley. I'm sure he'd be quite taken with you.
Oh, thank you. You're very nice to say so.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Mrs. Chumley, would you care to come downtown with me? I'd be happy to buy you a drink.
Oh, I can. My husband and I are going to a cocktail party. Dr. McClure is giving a party for his sister from Wichita.
Oh, I didn't know Dr. McClure had a sister in Wichita.
Then you know Dr. McClure.
No. But are you sure you wouldn't have time to come downtown with me and have a drink?
No, I can't. I'll tell you what I'll do, however.
What will you do, however? I'm interested.
If I meet your friend inside, I'll be glad to give him a message for you.
Would you do that for me? I certainly would appreciate that. Just tell him to meet me downtown if he has no other plans.
Any particular place downtown?
No, he knows where. Harvey knows this town like a book.
But how will I recognize your friend?
Oh, you can't miss him, Mrs. Chumley. He's a puka.
A puka? Is that something new?
No. As I understand it, that's something very old. But Harvey's not only a puka, he's also my best friend. Oh, if Harvey said to me once, I bet he said, oh, probably a million times. He said, Mr. Dowd, I would do anything for you.
How sweet.
He's also very fond of my sister, Vita. But Vita doesn't seem to care for Harvey. Now, don't you think that's rather too bad, Mrs. Chumley?
I don't know, Mr. Dowd. I gave up long ago expecting my family to like my friends. It's useless.
Well, we must keep on trying on one way.
Oh, yes.
Goodbye, then.
Bye. Leslie, did he say puka?
Yes, ma'am. That's what the man said.
No bag? Oh, fine. Dowd, Elwood P.
What about the other thing? Yeah. I constructed this myself.
So I declare.
It's very simple. See? Open.
You're a very brilliant man.
Thank you. My name is Herman Schimmelplatzer. but everybody just calls me human.
Well, you're to be congratulated, Mr. Schimmelflusher.
Thank you.
Would you care to come over to my house for dinner tomorrow night? I'm having a few friends in, just informally.
Why, I certainly would. That's very nice of you, Mr. Dowd.
Let me give you one of my cards. Now, if you should want to call me at this number. Don't call me at that one. That's the old one. Goodbye. That's remarkable.
I hate to take you away like this, Willie, but we did promise Dr. McClure to be there on
Yes,
Thursday.
one moment, Hazel. My hat and coat, Miss Kelly. Dr. Sanderson. I'm leaving for the day. Now, about the difficulty of this woman with the big white rabbit. Has it been smoothed over? Yes, Dr. Ford. Well, I've had many patients out here with animals. I've never before had a patient with an animal that large. Yes, Doctor, she called him Harvey. Unusual name for an animal of any kind. I want her to have a hypo, 6, with another one at 9.
Really?
Yes, but I'm coming. My formula, 977. Yes, Doctor.
Listen, Willie.
Hey, now look, somebody's gonna have to give me a hand with that Simmons thing. She's terrible. You know, I'm gonna take her course it off all by myself. Hiya, Dr. Chumley, how's every little... Hey, what's with you in that hat? Hat?
Here's your hat, Dr. Chumley.
I'm wearing my hat.
Willie, dear, a few minutes ago, there was
This
something...
isn't my hat.
I thought
Must be
you...
yours, Doctor. Oh, that's mine.
Angel, I'd like to say...
Oh, no, dear, of course it's not yours. But whose hat is it? A rose cut in the crown. It's probably some new fad.
Perhaps Mr. Dowd left it here.
Now,
Yes, dear, that's what I was...
that's Mr. Simmons' brother, Doctor. I gave him his pass.
Oh, Willie, dear, that's what I was trying to tell you. A few minutes ago, I met a gentleman at the gate. His name was Dowd. He said he was looking for a friend of his named Harvey.
Harvey?
Yes, Harvey.
Holy smoke, I left the water running on that Simmons name in a hydrant tub.
Why are you looking at me like that, Willie? He was a nice, polite man. He said his friend was a pooka. Whatever that is.
Give me Upper West Ark, quick.
Where did he go, Mrs. Chumley?
He went downtown.
Hello, Dumpy. I left that Simmons name soaking in 13. Do me a favor, will you, honey? Turn off the juice.
So you gave him the pass, Dr. Sanderson. Perhaps they neglected to tell you at medical school that the rabbit has large, pointed ears. You know what you've done. You've allowed the psychopathic case to walk out here and roam around with an overgrown white rabbit. You've laid me open to a lawsuit. I shall have to do something I haven't done for 15 years. I'll have to go after this man down and bring him back. But when I do, Dr. Sanderson, your connection with this institution will have ended as of that moment. Listen, get the car. I'm sorry, Bill. You'll have to go to the McClure's without me. Take a cab. You two, get that woman out of the town. Yes, sir.
Willie?
I'm going to call my attorney.
Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
What's a pooka?
What's a what?
A pooka.
A puka? Search me, Mrs. Chumley.
P. O. Pooka. Oh, dear. I'm already late for the McClures. I did promise them I'd be on time.
P-O-O-K-A. Puka. From old Celtic mythology. A fairy spirit in animal form, always very large. The puka appears here and there, now and then, to this one and that one. A benign but mischievous creature, very fond of rum pots, crack pots, and how are you, Mr. Wilson? How are you, Mr. Wilson? Who in the encyclopedia wants to know? Dr. Chumley, the screwiest thing.
I know, and believe me, his will roll.
But Dr. Chumley, I was looking... Where's your mother? Where is she?
Well, she took a load out of the sanitarium. I thought you knew.
She just phoned around the phone for club. She's hysterical. Where's your phone?
In the library. What on earth was going to
I don't know. I can make out what she's talking about. She's carrying on something fast. Looking over that sanitarium.
Well, look it up. I don't know what Mother had to carry on about. All she had to do was have Uncle Elvis locked up.
Maybe that's it. You know, I feel bad about having everyone locked up. I always liked that.